Is it okay if I sit here? Ah, thanks. Oof. Coming or going? Yeah, me too. Ah, bus got here a little early. Waiting for my ride. What's that? Uber? Oh, right, Uber. Oh, yeah, no, my daughter is going to pick me up. Yeah. You have a few minutes? Can I tell you a story? I've been in a coma for 30 years. I just woke up 3 months ago. Yeah, that's pretty much what everybody says. No, I'm okay. I mean, as okay as a person can be, knowing they lost 30 years of their life. Of her life. It happened on her birthday, her day of birth, I mean. She was a perfect little thing. You had never seen such a perfect little baby girl. She was immaculate. My wife and I took her home from the hospital the very first day. She was so healthy. Yeah, she was wrapped in the blanket my grandmother had made for me. And now it was for my daughter. So I'm driving home, and I didn't see the other driver at all. And then I'm waking up, and I don't recognize a thing about her. 30 years, they told me. 30 years. It had been 30 years, and my first thought was, where was my wife, my daughter? Were they okay? Well, they weren't. My wife didn't make it. I was, well, there was no one to take care of my daughter. She was adopted. And when I woke up, that's all they could tell me. 30 years of sleep, no family. The doctors told me I was a miracle. Yeah, right. It's a miracle to lose your whole life, your wife, your child, everything. I mean, they tried to be sympathetic. But it's hard to commiserate with a person who's lost his entire life and family in a moment. The doctors told me I was one of the longest coma patients to ever wake up. They said it was thanks to a Dr. Fletcher, that it was the nurses and everybody said she was brilliant, that she saved me, that it was her research and treatment that woke me up. So I knew I needed to meet Dr. Fletcher. I wanted to ask her why she decided to wake me up to a life I'd never get to know. I also knew that I had to see about finding my daughter. But it's not easy getting adoption records, especially when you don't know her last name. After I woke up, I started looking as fast as I could. So I'm still searching, I'm looking. And I got in contact, finally, with Dr. Fletcher. She said I was welcome to come visit her anytime I wanted, that she spent her life trying to help people like me, and that she was happy to hear about my progress. She offered to pay for my ticket to come out and meet her. Oh, I said yes. I wanted to ask her why she did this to me. So we're making plans, buying tickets, finding dates, and I'm still looking. I'm still trying to find the daughter whose name I never knew. And I have no leads. And then they called. They told me they found her. They told me where she lived. They told me her name. Natalie. Fletcher. My daughter. My daughter had grown up and become a doctor. And then she saved me. She saved over 100 patients, they told me. I was a patient to her, but to me she was my savior. It was proof that not every terrible thing is a terrible thing. I'll never get those 30 years back. Knowing that she grew up and became a doctor and was able to save all those people, how can I be mad at that? Those 30 years passed for me in a moment. But for her, it was the journey of a lifetime. A journey that brought us both back together. Not every terrible thing is a terrible thing. I hadn't gotten to tell anybody that before. Thank you.
George?
Natalie.